Hello, my friends, my YouTubers and my LinkedIners. As you know, I'm waiting on StreamYard to connect into my free Facebook group. Awesome. There I see us live. Amazing. Let me make sure that I can see the comments. Yep, I can see the comments. How's everybody doing? Happy Friday Eve day to everybody. You guys know how I do things around here every Thursday at 11:30 Central. I am live with a great training and I use StreamYard to be able to go live in several different places. It's such a great time saver for me and gets me maximum reach on my lives. So you can see me live on my YouTube channel, over on LinkedIn, and in my free Facebook group. What are we going to talk about today? I wish I had a crystal ball, don't you? Or a magic wand. A magic wand would be good. If anybody has a crystal ball or a magic wand, please let me know if I can borrow it. When we're looking at our business, maybe something's not quite working like we want. The email list growth is good, but the retention could be better. That's a story I'm going to share with you today. The opt-ins for our freebies are okay, but we know that conversion rate could be higher. Our master classes are gold medal Emmy Award nomination worthy, and yet nobody buys. Today, we're going to talk about what we can do because the answer to this is staring you and I right in the face. I'm going to share a personal story on this one. But just in case we've never met before and you're like, who is this girl? I am Tracy Beavers. I'm a business and sales coach in Little Rock, Arkansas. And I have over 20 years of experience in marketing, sales, and business growth. And about 7 years ago, I just decided corporate was no longer the right fit for me. So I took my gifts and talents in sales and marketing, business development, and I decided to become a business and sales coach. I started locally. That grew into me getting into the online space. And now I have clients all over the world. And it is so, so exciting. I share that with you just in case you've got a dream in your heart that you want to chase, you can do it. If I can do it, you can too. And I teach all organic list growth and lead strategies. I've coached hundreds of entrepreneurs over the years to ramp up their visibility online without exhausting themselves, get that email list growing, get those leads coming in so they can get to that consistent monthly income that they really, really want. And the strategies that I teach get all of that happening in the background of your business on autopilot every day without paid ads. I don't do paid ads, and without creating yet another free lead magnet because you've probably already got several of them. I want to share with you guys a really cool thing that happened. One of my one-to-one clients, we've been working together 90 days. At the end of July last month, she had a 600% revenue increase over July 2024. Her last month was just shy of $20,000. That is the power of having a coach by your side. So if we're here now, it's August, we're heading into the last part of the year. If you haven't met your income goals, if you're still struggling with clarity and focus, DM me and let's talk about coaching because I do have some super affordable options in case you need something that's budget friendly. As we go along, I want you to pop your questions and comments into the chat for me because I'm going to look at those at the end. If you know me, you know I'm looking at my notes right now because otherwise I will squirrel us off into a ditch and we'll be here for 3 hours. So put your questions and comments into the chat as I go. I'll check those at the end. And if you're coming to me on replay, let me know that too. Just throw your comment or question in and I will answer it for you. All right. So personal story here. I was overthinking a decision I needed to make. My email list is good. My email list, that's what I teach. My email list growth is good. Hundreds of new people on my list every single month. I was looking at the retention rate because I track that every single month. That was last week's training. If you missed it, you need to go hear the CEO secrets. And it's basically tracking your analytics, which I know doesn't sound like a lot of fun, but it's so necessary. So I'm able to see how many people are joining. I'm able to see the ebb and flow of the list growth. And I thought to myself, there has got to be a way for me to get this retention up higher, to keep more people on my list. And so I was thinking to myself, am I emailing am I emailing frequently enough or am I killing them with emails or are they not getting enough emails from me? I'm sitting here thinking how many emails are too many. And I was asking some business besties and, asked in a mastermind that I'm in. And somebody finally said, did you ask your audience? And I was like, okay, #duh. I mean, I was like, okay, well, that's just too simple, right? But I was so surprised at how helpful and honest my subscribers were when I emailed them. Some of my listeners are listening right now, are on my email list. You got that email where I said, hey, How often do you want to hear from me? Because here's what I've been doing for years, which I think has worked well up until 2025. I think it probably stopped working well last year. I was just late to the party on it. Years ago, when I first started out, all I had time for was an email on Tuesday telling you what I'm going to talk about live on Thursday, asking you to join me, hoping you'll join me. Then I added a Thursday email that was, hey, come join me live. I'm going to be live in 30 minutes, hoping it would drive traffic to people joining me live. Then I was sending a Friday email about, hey, did you miss the live training yesterday? No worries. Here's my live replay page that's on my website. Go check out the training. And then giving them little tidbits of education and knowledge along the way. So I had worked up from 1 email a week to 3, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. So one of my business besties said, okay, is the Thursday email, do you think it's effective? Do you think a lot of people are joining you live? And I was like, you know what? Not as many as I'd hope. It depends on the day. Like right now, it's summer. People are getting their kids back to school, back to college. They're taking last minute vacations. I don't know that anybody's going to join me live today, but that's okay. I don't worry about that. Other days, I'll have 30 people join me live. So I really couldn't say if that Thursday email was that effective, right? And then the Friday email, I was thinking, maybe I shouldn't send that every single Friday. So I asked my audience, and I was so surprised. It was amazing. They emailed me. I had probably 20 people reply, which I think is great. Out of a list of 3,800 people, I felt like that was a lot. And they were super kind about it. Some of them said, you can email me all day, every day, and I would love it. And I thought that was really sweet. And then other people said, hey, once a week is the maximum I've got. Otherwise, I'm probably going to unsubscribe. And I was like, thank you so much for that honesty. So what I decided to do was I decided to not do the Thursday email anymore. Hopefully you can join me live every Thursday. If you can, that's great. If you can't, that's totally okay too. I am going to send the email on Tuesday. And then on Friday, the Friday email, I'm going to send that once or twice a month with like just a, hey, if you've been missing my live trainings or you've been missing my podcast, here's a link to go check out the latest episodes. I think that might work really well. And I'm going to do this for the next 90 days as an experiment to see, am I able to retain more people on my list? So here's the mistake I was making. Tell me in the comments if you can relate to this. Why do we try to read our audience's minds instead of just asking them? Right? I mean, when I said, oh my gosh, all we have to do is ask my audience, were you like, oh yeah, I forgot about that too. Why do we forget about the simplest things? Just ask people what they want, right? We end up overthinking when we have an offer. We do a launch and we have an offer and it didn't convert. We're sitting there trying to, we're overthinking it. We're making assumptions. We're trying to guess why people didn't buy. Why don't we just ask them? At the end of every launch of Business Visibility Made Easy, I have a survey I send out. I call it a why no buy survey. It's called something different because that doesn't sound really great. But it's basically saying, hey, you attended the live masterclass. Please tell me why you didn't buy. So we wonder why our offers don't convert. We need to ask our audience, right? We need to ask the people that attended the live launch event. What about your lead magnets? If you've got a lead magnet that you're like, okay, well, this is converting at 15%. 20% should be the goal on every lead magnet, preferably more than that. And you're like, why isn't this hitting? We need to ask our audience. We need to get into groups like my free Facebook group, the Be a Confident Entrepreneur group. Come join us. This is an excellent thing that you can ask. If your audience is online entrepreneurs or moms or parents or people with special needs children or caregivers, or we have online entrepreneurs are in there, but they're all dealing with that stuff. And so whoever you serve, I guarantee you, your audience is in my free group. This is a great thing to ask them. Here's my free lead magnet. Here's the link. I don't know why this is not converting better. People will give you their opinion. Facebook group engagement. Let's talk about that. I have a lot of clients and students and business besties that'll say, I have this free Facebook group. I've had it for forever. The engagement feels like a ghost town. My Facebook group is dead. Okay. First of all, you know what I'm going to say if you followed me for any length of time. Before we decide something is dead or is not working, we have to look at the actual analytics. So we need to look at the number from the live launch. We need to look at how many registrations did you have? How many people showed up live? How many people stayed all the way to the end? And how many people bought? That way we can make some smart decisions, including asking our audience what they thought. The lead magnet that doesn't hit. Where in the process is the thing broken? And then we ask the audience for help. free Facebook group engagement. Yeah, a free Facebook group or a paid Facebook group. Go to the analytics of your group before you decide that the group is as dead as a doornail and nobody cares. Go to the analytics of the group, look at your engagement percentage. And if you need help doing that, just DM me and I can walk you through it. It's super easy. Before you decide it's a ghost town and you need to shut the whole thing down, check that number first. Now, if that number is low, ask the people in the group, what do you guys want? Right? What do you need? And if you set the membership entry questions up the way that I teach, I always use that third question as a market research question. So when you come join my free group, I'm going to ask you, are you a business owner? If so, what kind? What kind of business do you have? And what's a goal for you in the next 3 to 6 months? This tells me who's coming into my group. Do I have a lot of course creators? Do I have a lot of coaches? Do I have a lot of bookkeepers all of a sudden? And then the goal that you have in the next 3 to 6 months is going to tell me what I need to deliver to you to keep you in my group. Also, ask them, like make up some fun this or that things. You'd be amazed at how much engagement you get there. But here again, ask the members of the group. If you feel like, let's say you've got a paid membership or a paid mastermind and your churn rate, meaning people dropping out and not renewing, is getting a little high, more high than you would like, ask the members of the group, how are you feeling? What do you need? What can I give you? They will tell you, because the truth is your people probably know what's off. They just haven't been invited to share it. And that seems so basic. Like, why wouldn't they just tell me? But the thing is, I'm not going to tell you why something didn't click for me unless you ask, because I don't want to be rude. Are you going to tell someone why something didn't convert for you unless they ask? I would love to know that in the chat. So if I sent you, if you opted in for a free lead magnet of mine and you thought it was the worst thing you've ever seen in your entire life, are you gonna tell me that unless I ask you? Probably not, because we don't want to hurt people's feelings, right? And we don't want to take the time to do it. The lesson here for all of us, including myself, is we have to ask, because we can't make good business decisions without information. And good information does not come from guessing or assumptions or feelings. It comes from actual data. It's data, not drama. Just like we talked about last week in that live training I did, all about the CEO secret sauce, which is tracking your metrics. We cannot make business decisions based on how we feel or emotion or assumption or guesswork. It has to come from actual data. It's free research from the exact people that you want to serve. And listen, they want to help you too. Emailing my list, I thought, is anybody going to respond to this? Is anybody going to be honest? I mean, I just really didn't know how it was going to go. I thought, well, I'm going to try it, right? I'm just going to throw it out there. I was shocked. It proved to me that my audience wants to help me too. Your audience wants to help you too. They know you, they like you. They're in your free Facebook group for a reason. They're attending your live masterclasses for a reason. They're opting into your lead magnets for a reason, right? So they know you, they like you, they trust you, they want to help you. Most humans truly want to help other humans. And listen, asking them builds trust. People love being a part of the creation process. People love to not only talk about themselves, but they love to be asked their opinions. I mean, I do. Don't you? I love it when somebody asks me my opinion. It makes me feel so good. And it helps deepen that connection with them. And it reduces the guesswork. We talked about that. Saves so much time and so much mental energy, because when we're sitting in the guessing and the assuming, and I've got this feeling that this is what they're thinking, and all of that's just draining. That is just drama, and it is draining. That mental energy it's going to take up. Making decisions on a whim and a prayer, throwing stuff at the wall, wondering if something's going to work. We can't do that anymore. Not if we're serious CEOs. And also, asking our audience improves conversions, sales conversions, money, income, because you're making decisions based on real data. All data, no drama. We need to put that on a sticky note. All data, no drama. Maybe I should put it on a t-shirt and sell it. All right, so here we go. What if you are wondering, you're like, okay, Tracy, this is really cool. I want to ask my audience, what in the world do I say? Well, let me tell you something. The free version of ChatGPT is what I operated with for years until this summer, and now I have the paid version. That's a story for another time. But even the free version of ChatGPT can help you figure out how to pull your audience and what to ask. Anytime I don't know how to word something, especially if I need to have a difficult conversation, I'm going to ask ChatGPT. I'm going to tell it how I feel. I'm going to ask it to make me not sound like a jerk and give me a good response. So here's some questions you can ask for some different scenarios you may be going through in your business. If you want to know why somebody didn't buy, again, I mentioned we send out a why no buy survey after we do the launch for Business Visibility Made Easy. And it goes to all the people that attended the masterclass or at least registered for it, because I want to know what's on their mind. And that is good data. You know, when people are saying, I can't afford it, or I didn't think the value was there for the price, or I felt like I wasn't ready, or I'm not sure that I've got enough time to do it, that tells me in my live masterclass presentation what to say and how to help them overcome that. So those things don't even come up as a barrier and they're more likely to convert. You can also ask them, what would make the offer more valuable? When you think of an offer someone has purchased, when you have an offer someone has purchased, ask them what they think of it. Ask them for their testimonial and review, of course, but also ask them deeper. What would add more value and make this experience better? Because this helps you make that offer into a no-brainer yes the next time you run it. My live workshop that I did yesterday on content, creating one regular piece of weekly content and repurposing it into everything else you need for the week. It was a heavy workshop. It was a system that I developed that I wanted to teach. I think it went really well, but I know I have room for improvement. And I am asking people not only to fill out the survey testimonial form so I can get some testimonials about it, but I'm also asking them what would have made this easier for you, better for you. And one of the things they shared was it was moving at a really fast pace, because I talk really fast. Maybe add on an extra 30 minutes instead of trying to make it 2 hours, make it 2.5 hours or even 3 to move slower through each piece. And even give a visual. That is great feedback, right? But I wouldn't have it if I didn't ask. Okay, then asking your audience, your subscribers, just like I did, how do you prefer I show up in your inbox? Ask them, how often should you email them? This is going to help keep them from unsubscribing. And then also you can ask them, especially in your free group or your mastermind or your membership, what do you need? What topics would be most helpful right now in your business? This tells you what's on their mind. So you're giving them, as my mentor, Jenna Larson says, you're giving them the chocolate they want, not the broccoli that they don't want. Everybody wants chocolate. Got to make sure we're giving our audience chocolate. And the only way to do that is by asking them. I did this a few months ago when I was thinking about these live workshops, and I was going to create the first one for June. And I had 3 different ideas. And I polled the audience and they all said they wanted to learn DM conversations. And I actually said to Jenna, that feels too hard. I'm going to go with this topic over here instead. And she said, Tracy, you're giving your audience broccoli. They want chocolate, the DM conversations. You need to give them the chocolate. And I was like, God, she's so right. And it turned out to be a hit. All right. So where do we ask these people? Where do we find our audience? Where do we ask them? Social media posts and polls are great. I'm going to be putting up another one about a live workshop I'm doing in September because I want to know what you think. I want to know, do you want me to rerun the DM conversation one, or do you want me to talk to you about how to launch something? If you want to create and launch a podcast, if you have a book, you want to do a book launch, if you want to do an offer launch, if you're wanting to launch a free Facebook group, any kind of launch you have, I want to teach you how to do it, what you actually need to get it off the ground and what you don't need, because there's a lot of fluff out there you don't need to do the first time you launch something. So tell me, DM me, email me, tell me what you think. What do you want to learn in September? Polls in your free group. If you have a free Facebook group and you are worried that engagement is low, first of all, check the number, but then poll the group. Ask them. Just ask them. Email your list, and ask them to please reply back. Let them know how much it would mean to you. And a simple Google form is what we use for all of our surveys and testimonials, sending those to your clients and students about the offer that they purchased. This is exactly what I did in the live workshop yesterday. I sent the replay to everybody along with a survey link. And because I want to know, how did they feel about it? How could I make this better? So that gives me testimonials I can use in my marketing the next time I run this live workshop, but also makes that offer better so that I can keep making it convert. And sometimes, here's a pro tip when it comes to testimonials and surveys and review forms. Sometimes you have to ask more than once, and that's okay. I did a live training on this a few weeks ago. It might have been a month ago, about how to ask for testimonials. And listen, people want to respond. They want to help you, but they forget. So they need a reminder. So you need to plan to follow up a couple of times with people and, say things like, hey, would you take 2 minutes to fill, would you have 2 minutes to do this for me today? It would mean the world. All right. Oh, I made myself a note. That's podcast episode number 55, asking for testimonials. So go check that out. All right. Then what do we do with the answers? Because it's a little scary to ask, right? And you're like, oh God, what are they going to say? Are they going to tell me, don't ever email me again? I'm so sick of you, Tracy Beavers. Or are they going to say that lead magnet was the worst thing I've ever downloaded? I mean, that stings. It's not fun, but we have to read all of the answers. We have to look at everything everybody says and look for patterns. Like we talked about with the Why No Buy survey. If I start to see patterns every launch, then I can easily start to overcome those objections within that launch. If they're talking about, I can't afford it, I can make a better payment option. If they're talking about, I don't think I've got the time for it, I can address how much time it's actually going to take in the program to help overcome those things. All right, my challenge to you this week, because I am notorious for giving people challenges. My clients and students will tell you this. I gave one of my alums a challenge today to make a decision by next week on an offer that she really needs to do because she's got a really great thing going with her clients and her students. I want you to ask your audience one question. Here's the question I want you to ask them. What is something you're pondering that you'd like help with? Okay, that's the question. What is something you're pondering that you'd like help with? I want you to ask your audience that. You can email that to them. You could post it on social media. You could post it in a free group you're in where your ideal clients are. That's not promoting anything. It's just asking a question. You can post it in my free Facebook group if you want to. Post it in your own free Facebook group. What is something you are pondering that you'd like help with? You will be amazed at the answers. All right. I'm going to give you a little quote that ChatGPT gave me, and I thought it was really cool. Business is easier when you stop guessing and you start asking. I mean, duh, right? Business is easier when you stop guessing and you start asking. All right, I want to invite you to work with me one-to-one. I do have some elite private coaching one-to-one spots available. I also have 45-minute one-to-one sessions that are perfect for knocking out something like this, where you're struggling with a business decision and you don't know what to do. And maybe you've gotten some feedback from your audience and you're like, I don't know what to do with this. All right, so here's what I want you to do now. I'm going to drop the link over on YouTube. YouTubers, it'll be in the description notes. Podcasters, it's in the show notes. LinkedIners, I'm going to drop this into the comments after this is live. I want you to come join my free Facebook group. And listen, LinkedIners, I know how you feel about Facebook, but let me tell you something. Facebook is the #1 platform in the world for a reason. Your ideal clients are here. They are in Facebook groups, and you need to start connecting over here because your income will thank you. I'm just going to be that straightforward with it. All right. So let me just check and see if we've got any comments or questions over in my free group. I see my friends here. I love it. Hey, so much fun. Is it Naeem or Naeem? I don't know how to pronounce your name, and I bet you I just screwed it up. Dr. Forrest is here. Yes, Dr. Forrest says, as an expert, I think I should know. No, sometimes we have to poll our audience. Christy's here. Terry Pease is here. I love it. Debbie says, love the free chat. I use it daily. I know. And I stalled on getting the paid version of ChatGPT. It's worth it. I'm really enjoying it. Data over drama. Yes. Debbie says, Tracy, get out of my head. I say all of these things. I love it. Nigerm. Oh, Naeem. Okay, I think I'm butchering it. I'm going to give up. Anyway, I'm so glad to see you guys. Let me check for YouTube and LinkedIn. I don't see any comments over there. You guys, be here live with me every single Thursday at 11:30 Central. Put it on your Google Calendar, set a phone alarm, put it on a sticky note. And the biggest thing I want you to hear from me every single week, I say this, I sound like a broken record, but it's so important. Don't go it alone. Being an entrepreneur is freaking hard. Some days, everybody joins you live, right? Other days, I'm here talking to myself. It's a roller coaster. And when you think you're alone and feeling that way, you are not. You are not alone. And I want you to get into a community of support, like my free Facebook group called Be a Confident Entrepreneur. Get in there, promote your offers anytime, network with other people that are doing the same thing you're doing, because you could possibly find some collaborations there, and ask for feedback. Ask your audience what they think. Don't forget my challenge. I want you to tell me how it went for you. The question I want you to ask your audience. I want you to have a great week and weekend. And remember that when one of us rises, we all rise. So that is why we have got to keep cheering each other on. I will see you guys next week. I have a guest expert. Her name is Amy Kufal. She is an amazing copywriter. And we're going to talk about email, and you're going to love it. I'll see you soon.